Hey everybody. I have a quick question that I have been thinking about on and off for a couple years, and it was a recent experience that sort of triggered the memory of said thought, and thus the process of considering the concept of said thought. So, I have been involved in online socializing for a couple years, and before that, I was involved and still am sort of involved in online dating, I guess you could say. I mean, I've never actually had an online date, nor have I ever really had any success using the online dating method to achieve meeting people and developing relationships. But recently, I posted in the forum section of one of those sites just a little observation about my experience, as well as trying to remain positive because I've learned over the course of my experience that if you, in any way, shape, or form, gripe, grumble, or speak in a negative context about your experience, it will be an overwhelming response that it is, in fact, your fault that you have failed for a multitude of reasons. Everywhere from your profile that you've listed, the information wasn't interesting, you're not an attractive person, you haven't tried enough, what are you doing on the internet, you should go out and meet people in real life. And then, of course, there's areas in between those, and some of them combining them all together in one litany of abuse. But here's what I was thinking. So, obviously, internet activity or internet interaction has no relevance in the real world. The way that people behave towards each other, the expectations that they have about other people, and just the general interaction is completely false. Now, that does not mean that there are people out there that don't use the platform of the internet to have sincere and legitimate relationships, whether it be friendships, romantic interests, or scholarly pursuits. But the fact of the matter remains that a staggering large majority of that interaction is based on falsehoods. It's based on obfuscation and misdirection and just out and out lying. Now, I've seen the reaction that some people have towards questions about, well, I've been online for a year and a half and I've tried to meet people and it doesn't work. And then, of course, out comes the avalanche of, hey, this is an opportunity to be completely narcissistic and an assholish to somebody I don't know, pointing out flaws that they have and telling them why they're not a good enough person and that they're never going to succeed. With the sparse interjection of people with an actual observation and perspective and maybe a suggestion that would be helpful. I was thinking there are two, this is a black and white perspective, obviously, but there are two main types of personalities or two main types of people. You've got people that are focused or that are their attention, their whole perspective is the physical. You need to be in shape. You need to look good. You need to have your hair a certain way. You need to wear the right clothes. You need to go to the right places and intermingle with the right people and look at them the right way and have them look at you the right way and be social in that way. And you've got the people, which I tend to fall more in the court of, which are more. I don't want to say that they're more intelligent, but they're more focused on personality. They're more focused on intelligence. They're more focused on the internal aspect. So with that in mind, and like I said, that's a very, very black and white perspective. I understand that there's a huge area of gray in between there, but I'm turning this into a binary extreme, one or the other. People that are physical, or people that are external, or people that are internal. So I wanted to ask this based on that experience: would you prefer? And once again, this is a specific question that's not implying anything. Would you prefer to be somebody who is is completely external and has zero personality or very, very shallow personality and concept to them, but damn, your hair looks great, and boy, you got really shiny teeth, and man, you look cute? Or would you rather have somebody that's internally based, which means, that the outside, not saying that that means that therefore you are a troll, though technically the opposite of that externally based thing would mean that the external lacks just as the internal lacks. But let's just say that you don't follow the external and you're not Mr. fucking sharp dressed man or hot model woman with the hair and the teeth and the double finger point smiley bullshit. But instead, a majority of you is based on personality. It's based on intelligence. It's based on internal. where you're more likely to have a really solid and well-rounded conversation with somebody, where you have a lot of, you have interests in things and therefore have developed that aspect of yourself. So would you rather be an internal person or an external person? That would be my question. Now, I know that that was a really long-winded and babbling way of saying it, but I think it's a legitimate one because I'm thinking about this, and since I'm not, obviously, an external person, my focus is more internal. Taking the advice from people that are focused externally seems an activity or, a practice in self-abuse. When you're sitting there and you know, like me, that you're more of an internal person, you're more personality-based, you're more intellectual, and having these people tell you, oh, you're kind of fat, no, you need to cut your hair, and you should shave more, and you need to go out to clubs, and you need to make eye contact, all of that stuff, which is not necessarily part of your personality, it's a glaring weakness in you because you don't follow that path, right? So to find out that I'm interacting on that level, I'm talking to these people who focus on that level, it seems to me that I'm just looking to get kicked in the mouth. I'm not going to get a solid perspective. I'm just going to get a perspective of this is how you're supposed to meet people in the world, in the society that we live in. A society that values appearance more than personality. It values looks more than intelligence. That's the world we live in. Hollywood is a fine example of this. I mean, if you look at some of the new TV shows that are coming out, they have this one called "You Can Make It" or "Make You a Star" or "Your Dreams May Come True," and there's 6 different people, all of them musicians. All of them could be fashion models because people with talent are always pretty. There's nobody out there that has average looks, stunning fucking talent, and personality. No, 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 no. We need somebody that you can masturbate to. This is the society we live in. So obviously you can see I'm jaded and a little, a little bit passive aggressive when it comes to the society. Well, no, I'm amazingly passive aggressive. I'm not even passive aggressive. I'm aggressive when it comes to despising the way society functions. But that's enough about me. So that's my question for you, and hopefully you will have an opinion. Please don't hesitate if you want to share it, make a video or not, comment. I'm really interested in hearing what you have to say. All right, that's pretty much it. I guess I will talk to everybody later.